morning. It's beautiful Thursday. Here we are preparing to once again begin the day in a powerful and deliberate way with intention, with focus, with gratitude, laying a good foundation upon which our day can be built. The last couple of days I've been absent from the live video, but still, doing my own personal, internal, spiritual work. The the necessity for me to fill up from time to time is great because I am constantly spewing out energy as far as I can tell. And so for a couple of days I was feeling just a little bit drained and not like physically, I'm still up and about. Good morning, Wanda. I've still been, doing my thing exactly as I've been doing. But I've just felt, just a little bit tapped out. But that's, for me, that's just a thing that's not unnatural. It is, it's okay. It allows me to see things that I would not normally see, and to see it in a way that I wouldn't normally see it, instead of just being like, I'm so exhausted, I'm so tapped out. It's an opportunity for me to say, well, Mike, you haven't perhaps been taking the time to do that fill up as you normally had. And I journal, I do, again, my own meditations, I read, and but I've, anyway, enough about that. We have been looking at our second chakra, the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the second of the 7 chakras. My journey to tapping into what I believe is a power innate lying within each and every one of us is one that, I don't know how others do it, or if others do it, or if it's even a thing that's on the radar of other people, or if, perhaps it seems I'm spouting nonsense. I don't know. But that journey for me has come at by way of this chakra work. Each level of the chakras addresses a different thing. It points me in a different direction and opens my eyes to something that is a little bit different in each one, and I build one upon the other in order to have a more complete picture of my life, of my circumstances, of the future that I am creating, of the life I have created, and how it all came to be, how it is coming to be, the kind of life I want to live, the kind of human being I want to be, the kind of energy I want to put out into the world, and the kind of energy I want to attract by way of the energy I'm putting out into the world. Today, as far as the second chakra, I'm focusing on relationships. Pardon me, a little phlegm this morning. Every relationship that we have, from the most superficial to the most intimate, every relationship I have has had something to teach me. Every interaction that I've had with every human being has brought me a little bit of something, has contributed to who I am as a whole. Understanding the kind of energy that I put out into the world and what that attracts and how that plays out in my life has been invaluable to me. Just beginning to see what kind of things I'm inviting into my life. I've had lots of relationships of many kinds, and at times it has been easy for me to blame so many things on my circumstances. But again, this going through the work of the chakras has turned that all here, all on me. Yeah, all of those happens, but all of that happened, but what did you do? Yeah, all of those things came, but how did you invite those into your life? Yeah, that happened, but what was your role? What was your responsibility? And how did you respond to that? It takes the focus away from all externalities and points it right at me. I have choice at every turn. You have a choice at every turn, not only what kind of things I get into, but most importantly, how I respond, recover, move on from the things that happen in my life, and how I allow those things to teach me instead of just, you know, wearing it on my back like, oh, this is just, what a terrible thing that happened to me. Now obviously, things happen. But the recovery process, when I was deep in my music days, a guy told me the mark of a true professional isn't not messing up, it's recovery. You know, if when you are truly a master at your craft, you will stumble and nobody will notice but you, because you will recover so quickly. So that is how I view my life in such a context. It's things happen. I can respond. Coworker asked me, "What would you do if they came up to your desk and said, 'All right, Mike, pack your shit. You gotta go'?" I'd say, "I'd pack my things and I would leave." And he said, "You wouldn't want to know why?" No, well, I don't need to know why. I know how I work. I know what kind of person I am. I know what I do at the office. I know what kind of energy I bring there. And it really doesn't matter what they would say. For me, it doesn't matter what they would say. If they said that I did something that is bad, I didn't, because I just don't operate like that. I don't even function like that. But when I signed up, the thing said, we reserve the right to terminate you at any time, and you have reserved the right to leave at any time. But the recovery process for that would be quick. I would be able to see that there's another opportunity at the next place for me. I don't know where that is, what that might be, but as long as I'm holding on to that energy, like, well, why me? Why am I being, that may or may not, get them to reconsider. But honestly, at that point, I have been made aware that, okay, this place is not for you anymore. Another door is being opened. Let's start moving forward. So this chakra work has been vital to me, because it again has allowed me to see things in a different light, a light from what am I doing? I cannot control all the things, and I refuse to allow those things, the amount of power that I've given them in the past, to direct my life. I take that back. I take that because it is mine. It is my birthright to powerfully create. Things will happen, and I just have to accept that, and I'm okay with that. So, just gonna jump right into it. Seated in a comfortable position or laying, I guess depending on what's going on with each individual person, looking straight ahead with an unfocused gaze. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each in-breath, taking in positivity, health, vitality. And with every exhalation, releasing all negativity, anger, fear. And with the next out breath, returning the breathing to normal in and out through the nose and closing the eyes. And as we begin to settle into this space, we become aware of the space in which we are sat. with our eyes closed, just aware of our surroundings. And we tune in to the physical senses. Feeling the weight of the body pressing down against the seat and noticing that contact between our body and the seat. Noticing that contact between our hands and arms and the lap. Noticing any sounds that may be cutting through the silence of the morning. Loud sounds, quiet sounds, near sounds, faraway sounds, as they rise through the air and disappear. Also noticing any distinct smells or tastes in the mouth. And just taking a moment to check in with the body, the vessel in which we move around the earth, just to see how it's feeling today. Starting at the soles of the feet and working our way to the crown of the head, just taking a few moments to scan the body, noticing how each part is feeling today, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, relaxed or tense, but just noticing, not stopping and lingering, thinking about it. And with that finished, we turn our attention, our focus to the breath. Noticing that rising and falling, observing. Not controlling in any way or directing, but just noticing and watching the body do on its own what it does so naturally and masterfully. Noticing where we've noticed that rise and fall of the breath. Do we notice it high in the chest and the lungs? Or in the diaphragm? Perhaps in the belly? Is it the same place we noticed it during our last meditative session? And as we settle on the observation of the breath, we begin our day with a moment of gratitude, searching our minds for just a moment for that for which we are thankful today. Today I'm thankful for the inner well of strength often have to tap into the strength to not have my day, my energy thrown off by other energies that come at me throughout the day. And not just the strength to walk away from so many situations necessarily, but the strength to absorb that, to understand that the source of that is not me. Although these energies may be directed at me, its source is deeper than me. I just happen to be in front of whomever might be throwing that energy that doesn't quite vibrate with me. Perhaps neutralize it a bit and bring a smile to someone's day. And I say aloud, thank you. And ahead of any thoughts the mind may create throughout the day, or feelings that the body may throw out, I determine my thoughts, my focus. I'm a brilliant and creative being. I express my feelings in a loving and responsible way. I take responsibility for the state of my relationships. I am unique and passionate. I create my life with every word and action. I spread light and love everywhere I go. With our intentions set for the day, we return the fullness of the focus to the breath. Again, observing only as the body does on its own. One of the many things it does outside of our active influence. Notice that rising and falling of breath and focusing on it. If it helps to count, to retain focus, then do count the out breaths to a count of 5 before starting over at 1. If the mind begins to get carried away with thoughts, it's okay. Just The moment we notice, return the focus to that rising and falling. Again, it's perfectly natural for the mind to begin to wander, but as soon as we notice, retrain the focus. Just observing the breath. And for just a moment, releasing all focus, just allowing the mind to do what it wants to do, to think about what it wants to think about, to be free. Returning the focus to the breath. As we begin to once again become aware of the space in which we are sat in 3 dimensions. The space where our body is physically situated, and feeling that body, the weight of it pressing down on our seats, coming into contact with the seat. Our hands and arms on the lap, feeling that contact. Becoming aware once again of any sounds in our immediate vicinity. As well as any distinct aromas lingering in the air around us, and any tastes that may be in the mouth. And when we're ready, slowly and gently opening the eyes, but retaining our positions and looking ahead with that same unfocused gaze, just sitting briefly as we pull our intentions, our affirmations from that space and carry it forward into our day. And that's it. Today, in the spirit of second chakra, our creative chakra, I encourage everyone to do something small. Draw a picture, write a little 4 to 6 line poem, strum the guitar, bang on some piano keys, just anything to get the creativity from in here to out here. Just one small thing, just to encourage the opening and activation of that aspect of this chakra work. It's a small thing, but it does powerful work. All right. Have a great day. Spread light and love everywhere you go. Live this day intentionally, on purpose, determined to carry a particular energy with you and to start strengthening ourselves against all the external influences. Ryan, my ninja. Man, it's been a long time. Yes, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. I would love to see you. So y'all have a great day, and I love you.